Good evening, everybody, and welcome to, hard to believe, the end of the 2017 football season. This is the 42nd meeting between Bishop Fenwick and St. Mary's. Has altered back and forth. They played each other. They played each other in the Catholic Central League. They played each other in, we have the anthem. We'll be right back. As I started to say, they played each other all the way through, but there was times when it was Catholic Central League, then it was in St. Mary's switched to the Commonwealth Conference League. They stopped playing each other. Then they came back. St. Mary's was, while they were in the Catholic Central League, St. Mary's was playing Tech, and when they came back to the Catholic Central League, they continued to play Tech on Thanksgiving Eve. But this is the third year that they've gone back to Thanksgiving Eve against Fenwick, with Lynn Tech opting to move over and play Austin Prep. St. Mary's 10-1, Fenwick 4-6. They've had a lot of injuries. They lost their outstanding quarterback, Corey Bright. They're very lucky they have him back next year. It'll be Fenwick kicking it off. Fenwick leads the series 26-14 with one tie. St. Mary's was the Catholic Central League champion as they kick the ball off. And there's a pile-up. St. Mary's going to have pretty good field position to start their opening drive. Coming up with the football. St. Mary's got it outside the 45-yard line.
Mary's takes over first and 10, ball at their own 46-yard line.
So at the 46 is where St. Mary's will put it in play.
Ball start.
Alvin Johnson is the quarterback. St. Mary's has been plagued by injuries as well the last couple of games. Freeman, the fullback, outstanding defensive player. Marion Scott, running back, very good defensive player. Both went down, and now we got a penalty against illegal procedure against Fenwick. So that puts it at the Fenwick 49. Sweeping the right side, Brumfield, and they just grab him and throw him out of bounds. So the first carry by Brumfield gives them a first down to the 29. He picked up 20. Mateo, Josh Mateo filling in for Freeman. Nino Echeverria filling in for Freeman at that fullback spot. And now another penalty against Fenwick. They put it down at the 14. That little throw out of bounds cost him. And here's Brumfield. Boy, it didn't take him long to get in the end zone. Helped out by a couple of Fenwick penalties. So just what they didn't want is what they got. There's the replay. Slips a tackle and just reaches across the line for the touchdown. And very quickly. Echeverria straight ahead for the two-point conversion. St. Mary's making it look easy.
2-point conversion is good. Score St. Mary's 8.
54 yards in 2 plays.
On the home side of the field, we have hot chocolate.
Brumfield, the first was illegal procedure against Fenwick, moved it to the 49 of Fenwick. Brumfield picked up 20. When they wrapped him up and threw him out of bounds, it was unsportsmanlike, moved it to the 14-yard line. And then Brumfield ran it in from there. So he picked up 34 yards in 2 carries, including a touchdown. And very, very quickly, St. Mary's has jumped on top. We haven't played a minute yet. Nice return across the 40 by Angel Martinez. So Fenwick will have pretty good field position to start their drive.
Angel Martinez on the return.
At the 43
In on the tackle.
is where they'll put it in play.
First and 10 Bishop Fenwick off their own 43-yard line.
Chris Wilson is the quarterback. He's wearing 14 instead of 42. They go to the double wing with a wide out to the near side. So mimic offense by both teams. They run it straight ahead across the 45. Luis Naranjo. He picked up 3. 2nd and 7. Now the wideout goes to the far side. They give it to Naranjo again. Just shy of midfield.
Naranjo, the ball carrier. Kyle Bernardini in on the tackle.
He picked up 3 more. 3rd and 4 for the Fenwick Crusaders. The wideout again goes to the far side in that double wing. They faked it to Naranjo. Keeping it was the quarterback. Wilson gets a first down.
Ball carrier. Driven out of bounds by Calvin Johnson. Play results in a first down. 1st and 10 Bishop Fenwick. Ball to St. Mary's 34-yard line.
17 yards on the pickup by Wilson. So Fenwick on the move, trying to do what St. Mary's did. They're not doing it as quickly, but they're moving the football. The wideout again goes to the far side. And they bang ahead with Naranjo again. He picked up 5.
Fuentes, the ball carrier. Matthias Haley in on the tackle. Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5. Ball to St. Mary's 29.
Second and 5, as again the wide out goes to the far side in that tight double wing. And once again, Naranjo. He picked up a yard to the 28. Third and 4, obviously in 4-down territory here. Trying to match the touchdown St. Mary's put up very quickly by Brumfield. No change in the setup. The wideout goes to the far side. They run it off the left side. Keegan O'Connor with the carry. He picked up 10. So first and 10 inside the red zone at the 18. We mentioned both mimic offenses. Both run out of that tight double wing. St. Mary's doesn't use a wideout. Fenwick does. Now they're looking to use him as they throw the ball up. And it's incomplete. Second and 10 from the 18-yard line. St. Mary's came in averaging 42 points a game, giving up only 10. Fenwick averaging close to 19, just under 19 yards a game offensively, giving up almost 22 a game. Motion now to the far side. They give it to Cifuentes. And he's going to be down to the 11-yard line. He picked up 7. It's going to be 3rd and 3. It went from 64 to 91. They played each other. There was a lull. It reinvented itself 2006. A couple of times they played each other twice, because they were in the same division for the playoffs. So it was Thanksgiving plus the playoffs, which people are ecstatic about. They break that double wing. They try to run it off the left side, and that's Fuentes getting down near the 5 for a first down. They put it at the 5. He picked up 6. The 10th play of the drive coming up. Fenwick has the longest winning streak from 79 to 91, and then back again 06 to 08. They went 13-1-1. One loss, one tie against St. Mary's to build up the lead they have now in the series. So Fuentes gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Gang tackle there. Leading the charge was Bobby Reynolds. No gain on the play.
55 Reynolds. In on the tackle. No gain on the play. Second and goal from the 5-yard line.
Second and goal from the 5. The 11th play of the drive coming up. They've used a lot of time off the clock. They go split backfield. Motion to the near side. They run it to the near side. Fuentes gets to the 1. Third and a yard from the 1. quick first period. We're under 4 minutes and counting. And even dozen plays coming up on the drive. Quarterback sneak, he's in. He's not in. So they need a stripe of a football. Again, they go split eye. And again, this time in. So that makes it 8-6. "13 plays, all on the ground," as you saw the replay, snuck it in. Missed the first time, made it the second time. And they'll go for 2 as well. Now they shift out to the spread. They send wideouts everywhere. Wilson in the backfield by himself. The quick out for Winters. Cuts it back from the far side to the near side and gets in. He was way over on the sideline. Cut back to the middle, ran straight to the goalpost and gets it in. Nice play by Fuentes. Here's the replay. He's about as far as you can go. Now he cuts it back toward the near side, cuts it up and gets in right at the goalpost. And it's 8-8. So we're right back where we started, dead even. Fenwick will kick it off again. He used a lot of time off the clock. Under 3 minutes left in the first period. This is not a videotape replay. This is Fenwick kicking off again. A little pooch kick and falling on it. We'll call it the 40-yard line. Dutron fell on it. So they give St. Mary's pretty good field position again at the 40-yard line. They started at 46, they went right down and scored. Same formation, except no wideout for St. Mary's, that tight double wing. Johnson with the keep, turns the corner, gets to midfield and inside Fenwick territory. He got to the 48. That'll be a first down. They had 3 consecutive first downs. A play, a penalty, a play. Now they've got another first down, so 4 consecutive first downs. To give to Mateo off the left side. Gets maybe a yard.
14, Dan McGrath.
So you get a yard.
Gain of almost 2 on the play. Second down and 8 off the Bishop River. 47.
Ball at the 47, it'll be second down and 9. Johnson now, if it works to the right side, let's try it to the left side. Not going to work as well. They strung it out and knock him down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Well, it's going to be 3rd and 9.
No gain on the play.
Johnson getting the play from Matt Durgan. Certainly one of the deans of coaches in Mass, certainly on the North Shore. Brumfield steps up and gets about 5.
Brumfield, the ball carrier. Derek Del Vecchio with the tackle.
And Mariners will have their first decision.
Gain of about 6 on the play. They will bring up a 4th and 4. Off the Bishop Farrell 41.
We'll call it the 41 and give him 6. They're going to go 4th and 3. Somebody jumped, somebody moved. I don't know whether it's, they're going to call it against St. Mary's.
Friendly against St. Mary's for a
Well, I
first
would
down.
think that from here, St. Mary's would punt the ball away. And they gave him a 6-yard penalty.
Makes it a 4th down and 8 off the Bishop Farrell 48.
So at the 47-yard line, they're lining up to go for it again. They need 10. Johnson trying to turn the corner, not going to go anywhere. Gets pushed out of bounds by Keegan O'Connor.
Driven out of bounds by Keegan O'Connor. Turnover and down.
Fenwick is going to get pretty good field position.
First and 10. Ball off their own 49-yard line.
So they lost 2 and they lose the football. Fenwick has good field position. They send the wide out to the near side. Little mix-up in the backfield as the quarterback and Naranjo came together.
McGrath, the ball carrier.
They fell forward into Fenwick territory.
55, Marvin Reynolds. Gain of 2 on the play, second down and 8. Ball for St. Mary's 49.
So they still picked up 2. It'll be second down and 8 as we reach the end of the first period.
Tied at 8.
We mentioned the Fenwick streak. St. Mary's had 2 streaks of 4 in a row, from 75 to 78 and from 09 to 12. But St. Mary's they're looking to polish off an outstanding season. They're 10-1, we mentioned. They won the Catholic Central League Championship for the 2nd year in a row. They won the Division 7 North Championship for the 2nd year in a row. And they went to the Final 4 in Division 7. They were 1 game away from the Super Bowl. We start the second period. Fenwick will have it. 2nd and 8 from the St. Mary's 49. The wideout goes to the far side. They split the backfield now behind Wilson. They give it to Cifuentes, and he picks up into St. Mary's territory. They put it down at the 47. They actually put it at the 46. So 3rd and 5. Wilson with the keep, turns the corner, gets a first down and a little bit more.
We have a grab the ball carrier. On the Donahue, pushed him out of bounds. Play results in the first down, 1st and 10 Bishop Fenwick. Ball for St. Mary's 34.
He picked up 12. Fenwick on the move, looking to break the tie. Early moments of the second period were dead even at 8. Both teams went down and scored on their first possession. St. Mary's got shut down their second. Now they got a wing to the far side, a wide out to the near side, and that split backfield. Cifuentes off the left side. Good surge down near the 20-yard line.
David Cifuentes, the ball carrier. Josh Mateo, James Brumfield in on the tackle.
First down for Fenwick to the 20. Cifuentes picking up some yardage here in the first half,
1st and 10 Bishop
as is Wilson.
off the St. Mary's 20-yard line.
First and goal from the 20. Fenwick trying to make it 2 for 2 possessions and touchdowns and get their first lead. They stack Fuentes up at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Cifuentes, the ball carrier. Gain of 1 on the play.
Actually, they gave him a yard to the 19. That's a very generous spot. 2nd and 9. They go back to the double wing with a wide out to the near side. And not going very far. Cervantes with the carry ran straight into Bobby Reynolds.
Matthias Haley and Bobby Reynolds in on the tackle. No gain on the play.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 9. Now they send wideouts right and left, double up to the near side. They got a wing to the far side. Olsen in the shotgun. The ball gets snapped, goes over his head, all the way back to the 34-yard line.
Patrick Henry in on that tackle.
They lost 15 yards.
Loss of 15 on the play.
Snap over his shoulder, reached up to try and get it, couldn't get it, fell on it back at the 34,
4th and 20.
and had promising drive. It's now 4th down
Ball for St. Mary's.
and 24. Again, double wideouts to the near side, a wing and a wideout to the far side. Snap was a little bit better. They let it fly, nobody close. He threw it down, hoping Cifuentes could get there, nobody even close.
Pass intended for number 30, David Cifuentes, is incomplete. Turnover on downs. St. Mary's takes
So it looked promising for Fenwick with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Turns out St. Mary's has it at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Just over 7 minutes to play in this first half. 8-8 to score. Final game of the season for both teams. Brumfield with the carry off the right side. Cuts it back to the near side. He's off and running. They don't catch him. He's an outstanding track star as well. He took off the right side, made one little move, ran it right down the middle of the field, 66 yards.
66-yard touchdown run, Jimmy Brumfield.
And St. Mary's, how quickly the tide turns. Fenwick 1st and 10 at the 20. Brumfield goes 66, and St. Mary's got a lead back. "66 yards in one play, and how many times have we seen that by St. Mary's?" Brumfield just went over 100 yards. On 4 carries. Johnson with the keep. Not going to get around the corner.
Johnson on the carry. The conversion is no good.
And St. Mary's obviously went over 100 yards rushing. Here's the replay of Brumfield's touchdown. That play, the pitch, he went to the right side, made one little quick cut to the middle, and then once he gets loose, you're not going to catch him. He's an outstanding trackster. He's a state champion in track. And he showed it right there. He just blew by everybody. And there wasn't anybody within 20 yards of him when he went into the end zone. So Laundry, he has to do the kicking off now with Freeman out. At the 20-yard line. Cutting it back. Started to the near side, cut it back to the middle. Cervantes returns the kick. And with just under 7 minutes left, Fenwick has to go to work. They'll have it at their 39. Both teams have shown that they can move the football. He almost gets the idea whoever has the ball last will win the game. They send wideouts right and left as they go to the spread for the first time on 1st down. So Fuentes with the carry gets ahead of steam up, and they push him forward to about the 48-yard line. They're going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down. He has picked up some yardage as well.
Second down and 1. Ball for Bishop Carroll, 48.
Again, the spread with the wide out to the far side. Wilson with the keep. He picks up good yardage. Down the sideline. Staying on his feet. Brumfield from behind knocks him down at about the 26.
Chris Wilson, the ball carrier. James Brumfield on the tackle.
Brumfield caught him from behind, or he would have got a lot more.
And 24 on the play. Bishop Carroll 1st down. 1st and 10, Bishop Carroll. Ball for St. Mary's, 27.
23 yards on the play. He's picked up some yardage. The wide out to the near side in the spread. Fuentes off the left side, inside the 20.
David Fuentes on the carry. James Brumfield on the tackle. Gain of about 9 on the play. He brings up a second down to 1. Ball from St. Mary's 18.
They put the ball at the 18. He picked up 9. They go under center for the quarterback sneak. He gets a lot more than a yard.
Chris Wilson on the quarterback keep. Falahi on the tackle. Play results in a first down. First and 10, Bishop Fenwick, ball from St. Mary's 11.
So Fuentes off the left side, cuts it to the outside. That's Brumfield again with the hit.
Fuentes on the carry.
He got it to the 6.
Gain of 6 on the play. Second down and 4. Off to St. Mary's 7.
Second and 5 from the 6. Back to the spread. So Fuentes again off the left side, inside the 5 before he's pushed back.
So Fuentes on the carry.
He picked up 3.
DJ DeCenzo in on the tackle.
Very methodically. Fenwick, the only time they've thrown the ball was incomplete. They've thrown it twice, missed both times.
Ball to St. Mary's 3-yard line.
Seventh play of the drive coming up. Again, they've used a lot of time, and now we're going to get a timeout.
Time off, Bishop Fenwick.
This drive started at their 39 after the kick, after Brumfield went 66 to give St. Mary's the lead back at 14-8. So Fuentes started it, running a kick back to the 39. He's carried 4 times. Wilson has carried twice. The wheels turning on both sides, offensively and defensively. Both teams have moved the ball. Fenwick stopped themselves. The second possession, the snap, they had it first and 10 at the 20. The snap went by the quarterback. They lost 15 yards and turned the ball over. And then Brumfield ran for the touchdown. Now they're right back at it with Fuentes and Wilson doing the damage. Third and goal from the 3. They can get a first down at the 1. I said third and goal. They can get a first down at the 1. Third and 3 for a touchdown. So Fuentes.
Fuentes on the carry.
They put it back at the 3.
Gain of 1 on
4th and 1. They gave me a yard to the 2. So big play here. Wilson keeps and walks in. So every time St. Mary's does something, Fenwick answers right back. As you saw the replay. 61 yards in 8 plays. We're dead even again. And Fuentes is going to try to break the tie with a kick. Low snap, they get it down. That's a nice job by the holder. So Fuentes kicks it through and Fenwick has got their first lead. Both Wilson and Fuentes have run for over 60 yards. Fenwick will kick it off again. They've got 133 yards of offense, all on the ground. They ate up a lot of time. There's under 2 minutes left as the ball blows off the tee. So they're going to carry some momentum into the locker room unless St. Mary's can score. Because Fenwick is going to get the ball to start the second half. Now they're going to have somebody hold the ball. Tucker Destino, I think he was the guy I think held the ball on the extra point and did a very nice job of getting it down. They pooch it, and St. Mary's will fall on it yet again. And that's the second time that Doi Tran has fallen on the ball. St. Mary's will have it at their 39-yard line. Mary's has a few timeouts left. They've got decent field position. We haven't seen Calvin Johnson try to throw the ball yet. Motion, Johnson with the keep, trying to turn the corner, and he's going to run out of bounds. Fenwick does a nice job. Dick Miano wouldn't let him get around the corner.
Loss of 3 on the plate. Second down and 13.
They put it back at the 36. So they lost 3. He went out of bounds, stopping the clock. Wideouts right and left. Rumfield in motion. They give it straight ahead to Echeverria, his first carry. And he gets it to the 40-yard line. He gets the 3 yards that they lost, plus a yard. And you might see Fenwick take a timeout if St. Mary's doesn't convert this. They give it to Brumfield.
And Brumfield, the ball carrier.
He picked up 6.
Drift up by 54 in the corner. Gain about 7 on the play. They will bring up a 4th and 3.
Looks like St. Mary's is going to go.
Mary's 46.
They give it to Brumfield off the right side.
Brumfield, the ball carrier.
And it looks like he's got a first down. St. Mary's takes a timeout.
Gain of 5 on the play and a first down. First and 10, St. Mary's.
He picked up 4.
Midfield strike. Timeout, St. Mary's.
He needed 3, he got 4. And if the scoreboard clock is right, it shows 35 seconds. And unless they can spring Brumfield again for a long run, they're going to have to put the ball up. We've only had 2 passes, both by Fenwick, both incomplete. All the damage has been done on the ground. Fenwick jumped. The ball goes to the ground. Fenwick says they have it. We got to see what the flag is about, though. Were they drawn offside, or did St. Mary's see Fenwick jump? It's going to be against Fenwick, so St. Mary's gets a break there because they lost the ball. 30-second timeout by St. Mary's. First and 5 at the Fenwick 45. Wideouts right and left in that double wing. Johnson looking to throw for the first time. It's a fly long and deep and couldn't catch up with Mateo. Good coverage by Cifuentes.
Johnson's pass is 10 of the 28. Josh Mateo. Davis Cifuentes is on the coverage in the breakup. Incomplete. So we bring up a 2nd and 5 off the Bishopsburg 45.
2nd and 5 with 26 seconds left. So back and forth we go. St. Mary's 8-0. Fenwick tied it at 8. Brumfield's big run here in the second period, 14-8 as they missed the conversion. Fenwick comes right back, 61 yards in 8 plays. Again, Wilson and Fuentes doing all the damage. They go deep again, almost picked off. Cifuentes had Mateo covered like a blanket.
Calvin Johnson. 10 of the Josh Mateo. Cifuentes is on the coverage.
3rd and 5. And then the difference in the first half right now is David Cifuentes' right foot. He kicked it through the uprights for the extra point. And that's where we are, 15-14 Fenwick, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half. we get a timeout.
Timeout, Bishop Fenwick.
You got it, you might as well use them. We mentioned St. Mary's looking for their 11th win of the season. What a very special year this has been for St. Mary's and Lynn football in general. This is a night, as you're watching the replays of the touchdowns, this is a night where Lynn Tech looking for a win over Austin Prep, looking for their 11th win. They're on their way to the Mass Vocational State Championship. We wish them the best of luck. English tomorrow will be looking for their 10th win against Glasgow, who will be looking for their 9th win. Johnson in trouble and made a little something out of nothing.
Johnson on the keep. They have only one on the play. That brings up a 4th and 4 off the Bishop Fenwick 44.
8 seconds left. As they put the ball at the 44, he picked up a yard. St. Mary's will have one more play. They need 4 for a first down, but that's academic. They really have to score because the clock is going to run out. And we got a timeout called by Fenwick. Well, this last 25 seconds or so is longer than the entire first half. Both teams have thrown the ball twice. Both teams have thrown incomplete twice. Everything on the ground. 133 for Fenwick, 116 for St. Mary's. 8 first downs for Fenwick, 6 first downs for St. Mary's. Brumfield going over 100 yards here in his final game for the Spartans, finishing up a tremendous career. Helped leading his team to a Super Bowl last year, to a couple of Catholic Central championships, including this year, to a division championship, to the state Final Four, if you will. One game away from the Super Bowl. Johnson fires it long and deep, and it's incomplete. And that's going to do it, I believe. They had
Johnson's pass.
the receiver covered like a blanket. So Fenwick gets some momentum going into the locker room. The kick by Cifuentes after the touchdown that tied it gives Fenwick the 1-point lead. They'll go in the locker room leading at 15-14, and they get the ball to start the second half. So it should be an exciting second half. Don't go away. 15-14 Fenwick over St. Mary's at halftime. Welcome back as we're set to start the second half. And we apologize. We have technical difficulties. He didn't miss anything. It's still 15-14 Fenwick. But we're just under 4 minutes left in the third period. And Fenwick has the ball inside at the 18-yard line. Second and 11 from the 18. And that's a forward pass. Little underhand toss. Trying to get it to the wideout coming across. So it'll be 3rd and 11 from the 18. awful close in that first half. Fenwick 135 yards rushing, St. Mary's 128. Wilson taking off. And he's going to get down inside the 10. He's going to miss the first down. He got to the 9.
Donahue with the tackle.
Big fourth down play for both teams.
And 7 on the play.
St. Mary's looking to shut him down. Fenwick trying to add to a 1-point lead. At the 9, they need 2. Double of wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. Wilson in the gun, and we got a timeout.
30-second timeout, Bishop Fenwick.
So 4th and 2 with exactly 3 minutes left in the third period. And again, we apologize for that glitch. We had a problem with the equipment. But good work by the crew and Afton Dean, the director, to get it back up and running. And as I said, you didn't miss anything because it's still 15-14. Fenwick trying to add to that. Incomplete. Try to hit Cifuentes, breaking to the goal line. Mateo had the coverage low around the ankles. Incomplete. And St. Mary's will take over.
St. Mary's takes over 1st and 10, ball from their own 9-yard line.
From the 9, it'll be 1st and 10. Worst position for St. Mary's to start. They've had very good field position. They stay in that tight double wing. They give it to Brumfield. Cuts it straight ahead, stays on his feet, battling for extra yardage. Good hard run by Brumfield.
Ball carrier.
Enough for a first down.
Number 30, Fuentes. The results in the first down, 1st and 10, St. Mary's.
He had 115 yards in the first half. They give it to him again. They're going to give him the 30. He picked up 9 more. A yard shy of the first down. What a closing game for Brumfield with a great career at St. Mary's and finishing out on a very high note. He's got both touchdowns. Johnson fakes and keeps. And he didn't get the first down. He got back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see what the flag is about.
Offside, Bishop Fenwick.
Fenwick offside. They've helped St. Mary's quite a bit.
Result of the first down, 1st and 10, St. Mary's.
They had 2 big penalties on the opening drive of the ballgame that helped St. Mary's score with running only 2 plays. Another big penalty at the end of the half almost gave St. Mary's another chance. Mateo with the carry. They give him a yard
George Mateo, the ball carrier.
to the 36. Second and 9 from the 36 as we're winding down this third period.
They will bring up a
So it couldn't be much closer at halftime. 15-14, 135 yards, all rushing for Fenwick, 128, all rushing by St. Mary's. They hold Brumfield that time. That's his shortest carry.
Brumfield the ball carrier. 54 Ian Connor on the tackle. No gain on the play.
I don't know if they're going to get this play off. They gave me a yard to the 37. And they don't get the play off.
That is the end of the third quarter. With your score, Bishop Fenwick 15, St. Mary's 14.
So Fenwick holding on to that skinny 1-point lead. The difference is the right foot of David Cifuentes. We mentioned in the first half, Wilson, the quarterback, ran for 64. Cifuentes ran for 67. And after about 3 carries by Luis Naranjo, they went strictly to Cifuentes and Wilson carrying the football. They did all the carrying. There was one 10-yard carry by Keegan O'Connor. Other than that, it was all Wilson and all Cifuentes. Wilson's got both touchdowns with a quarterback sneak from the 1 and a run in from the 2. Cifuentes has scored both extra points. One, he caught the pass from Wilson for 2 points, and then he kicked the extra point to make the difference, the 1-point difference in the game. And we're down to 11 minutes left. St. Mary's not wanting to end on a sour note. They lost to a very good Mashpee team. They held it. Mashpee hadn't lost in 3 years. It was 20-20 in the 4th period. Brumfield stays on his feet, cuts it back to the near side. It carries people with him.
Dan Brumfield, the ball carrier. Dragged down by number 30, David Cifuentes. 32, Mateo Cifuentes.
That should be enough for a first down.
Play does result in a first down. First and 10, St. Mary's. Ball at their own.
Good hard running by James Brumfield. He picked up 9 more. Here he comes again. Awful hard to bring down.
Field the ball carrier. Fuentes, Derek Alvecchio on the tackle. Gain of 14 and a first
Into
down.
Fenwick territory.
Ball to Bishop Fenwick 41.
If you're looking on your screen, you can see the pants of Coach Matt Durgan flapping in the breeze. It's really picked up. Brumfield's going over 150 yards rushing. They give it to him again. He gets knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Brumfield the ball
He ran right into the quarterback, Wilson. So it's going to be 3rd and 5.
No gain on the play.
Brumfield again off the right side. Keeps his balance and dives for a couple of extra yards.
Brumfield on the carry. Jake Miano, Keegan O'Connor on the tackle. Gain of 8 on the play, 2nd down and 2. Correction, 3rd down and 2.
Steady diet of Brumfield.
Brumfield on the carry. Keegan O'Connor. Gain of 4 and a first down. First and 10, St. Mary's.
He picked up 5 more
Fenwick.
for a first down. He's closing in on 200 yards. Johnson with the keep. Cuts it up inside. And gets to about the 20.
Calvin Johnson on the key.
Give him 8.
Mateo Cifuentes
He had 8 at halftime. He's now got 16.
on the stop. Gain of 8 on the play. Second down and 2.
Second and 2
20.
from the 20-yard line. Under 8 minutes left. St. Mary's trailing by a point. Trying to pull this one out of the fire. Looked like Fenwick jumped. Brumfield gets a couple.
Brumfield, the ball carrier. Michael Salons in on the tackle.
Give me a yard to the 19.
They'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Third and a yard. It goes without saying, 4 down territory here. I hope they don't need it. Guess who? Off the right side, dragging people with him. Almost get into the end zone.
Brumfield.
What a game he's having.
Gain of 18 on the play.
He got to the 1.
Goal St. Mary's just inside the 1 yard line.
That puts him over 200 yards. The replay just carried people with him. He wouldn't go down. And you might as well give it to him again. Off the right side, he's in for the touchdown. He deserved it.
1 yard line with a St. Mary's touchdown. 6:39 left in the ball game. St. Mary's 20. Bishop 15.
91 yards in 14 plays. They give it to him for the conversion. He doesn't get in.
Carried by Brumfield, no good.
So St. Mary's just under 7 minutes away from picking up their 15th win. But we got a lot of time left, and they've had problems trying to stop Fenwick, who's moved the ball very well. At halftime, Wilson had 64, Cervantes had 67. They were only 7 yards apart, the two teams, and only 1 point apart at halftime. And Laundry again will get to kick it off. So now the shoe's on the other foot. Fenwick has to come up with something. At the 21, they bobbled it. And they had a fall on it. And that Fuentes saving it for Fenwick.
St. Mary's kick. Recovered by number 30, Fuentes. Bishop takes over first.
He reached down, had it, bobbled it, had a fall on it. So now Fenwick has to come from behind. The ball's at the 26. Double wideouts to the near side, one to the far side. So Fuentes with the carry. Gets a yard.
Fuentes, ball carrier. 58 and 88, Patrick Henry on the tackle. And a 1 on the play.
2nd and 9 from the 27. Will be under 6 minutes when they snap the ball. Again, double wideouts to the near side, one to the far side. The keep by Wilson off that left side. Gets to about the 29. Short gain.
Senzo tripped him up, hit him 2 on the play.
They give him the 30.
They will bring up a 3rd down and 7.
3rd and 6 from the 30-yard line. Past the halfway mark. Even though they have timeouts, Fenwick may be thinking of, I think they're going to take a timeout here. They can't stand a 5-yard penalty. They're taking a long time thinking of what they're going to do. And look at the fans, everybody, most of them standing up. White knuckle time here at Manning Field. It's a cold, very chilly night to be sitting out in the stands, but Fenwick brought some fans. We've gone back and forth. St. Mary's 8-0. Fenwick tied it. St. Mary's 14-8. Fenwick scored, kicked the point, took the 15-14 lead in the halftime. Fenwick threatened. They get down to the 9. And on 4th down, incomplete pass, turned it over to St. Mary's. They went 91 yards in 14 plays to get the lead back. Now you got to look at the St. Mary's sideline. That wind is really blowing. You're going to be an ardent fan to be sitting out in this one. We got a lot of non-press people in the press box trying to warm up. Again, double to the near side, single to the far side from the spread. Motion now. Looking to throw. Over the middle, it's caught. And they push him out of bounds. Michael Sellards with the catch. That's the first completion by either team. So they don't have to worry about 4th down. They move the chains. To the St. Mary's 47. 23 yards on a 1st down. And that's a little bit different. That's Jake Miano, who was in the quarterback with the carry. His first carry, I don't know if Wilson got hurt. At the 42, we picked up 5. Quarterback keep again. He's got room down the sideline. Finally bumped out by Brumfield. So Miano comes in, fills in for Wilson. He does what Wilson did running for yardage.
32 on the
Here's the
play.
replay.
Bishop Fenwick first down, first and 10 Fenwick, off the St. Mary's 11.
We're going to get a timeout. He picked up 21 yards on the play. He's got 26 yards and 2 carries, filling in nicely for Wilson. I don't know what happened to Wilson, but he's doing what Wilson did in the first half, run the football. Fenwick looking to get that lead back. Their only lead was 15-14. St. Mary's, the wheels turning. St. Mary's trying to come up with a defensive stop. Fenwick trying to complete a drive. And they'd also like to complete the drive and use a lot of clock and not give St. Mary's any time left to come back. St. Mary's, on the other hand, would like to have Fenwick use a lot of time and shut them down and hold on to the lead. So Fuentes off the left side gets inside the 5. They can get a first down at the 1.
David Fuentes, the ball carrier. Josh Mateo, James
Fenwick
Mateo
knocking on the door
on the tackle.
late in the game. They'll be under 3
6 on the
minutes.
play. Second down and 4, ball at the 5-yard line.
At the 4-yard line, he picked up 7. Second and 3 for a first down, second and 4 for a touchdown. So Fuentes cuts off the left side, gets down close, he's not in. He got to the 1.
David Fuentes, the ball carrier. Tyus Haley, the left tackle.
They're going to measure to see if he made a first down. 2 big plays, a 23-yard completion on 3rd and long at their own 30 to Michael Selledge from Miano, who's in a quarterback. And then Miano ran for 21 to get it to the 11. 2 carries by Cifuentes. They're not going to give him the first down. He's going to miss by the stripe of a football. Thirty-second timeout by St. Mary's. They're trying to conserve the clock. 3rd and goal, Fenwick on the verge of getting the lead back.
3rd down in inches.
Wilson is back in at quarterback with the quarterback sneak. Fenwick says he's in. Well, the official said. If official says he's in.
Reg Wilson on the quarterback keep for the Bishop Fenwick touchdown.
So he comes back and goes his 3rd touchdown. 74 yards in 8 plays. And they put St. Mary's in a bind. Now it's 21-20. And conversion is almost meaningless because St. Mary's doesn't have a kicker, so they don't have to worry about a field goal, but it's going to be If they go for two and get it, it's a 3-point lead, but St. Mary's doesn't have a kicker. For the end zone, knocked away by Mateo. They were looking for a corner in the corner of the end zone. Good defense by Mateo, and now St. Mary's with their backs to the wall. 2:40 left in the game, trailing 21-20. They haven't stopped Fenwick that much. They scored on their first possession. A bad snap when they had first and 10 at the 20 of St. Mary's. Cost them. Then they went down and scored. They drove all the way to the 9 with their first possession of the third period and got shut down. And now they go 74 yards in 8 plays. So they shut themselves down with the bad snap at the 20, cost them 15 yards. And then St. Mary's finally shut them down at the 9-yard line and went 91 yards for a touchdown. But now Fenwick put St. Mary's in a bind. They're trailing 21-20 at the 35-yard line. Turning the corner, Mateo with a nice job. St. Mary's has a pulse. He picked it up at his 30. Nice return by Josh Mateo. He's one of those seniors that doesn't want to go out on a losing note on Thanksgiving. He got it to the Fenwick 45. A 25-yard return by Mateo. Brumfield, not much, if anything.
Tackled by a host of Bishop Fenwick defenders. Gain of 2 on the play, second down and 8. Off the Bishop Fenwick 43.
They gave him 2 to the 43. Johnson with the keep, coming to the near side. Gets ahead of steam up, goes out of bounds. They'll stop the clock.
Gain of 9 and a first down. First and 10, St. Mary's.
They pick up the first down.
Off the Bishop Fenwick 34.
At the 34. First and 10 from the 34. Brumfield with the carry. Yeah, it's about 3.
Brumfield, the ball carrier. And Bates. Taking O'Connor with on the tackle.
Brumfield having himself a night. He's got both touchdowns. Actually, he got all 3 touchdowns.
30 seconds.
He's gone over 200 yards rushing. But unfortunately, St. Mary's on the short end of the stick, 21-20. But they have the ball at the Fenwick 31. They have enough time. Johnson getting the play from Matt Durgan on the sideline. Johnson again. He picked up 5. Third and 2. Brumfield will get the first down.
Brumfield on the carry. That results in a first down. First and 10, St. Mary's. Ball to Bishop Fenwick, 23.
Johnson gets pushed out of bounds. That'll stop the clock.
On the keep.
As we're under a minute.
Point number 30. David Cifuentes.
Cifuentes pushed him out.
Gain of 5 on the play. Second down and 5.
Brumfield, extra effort.
Brumfield, the ball carrier.
That should be enough for a first down.
Timeout, St. Mary's.
Maybe you're shy. They're going to be a yard shy.
And a 4 on the plate. They will bring up a third down and 1.
Scoreboard clock showing 42 seconds. I don't know if that was accurate. I think it said 42 when Johnson went out of play on the last play. Third down and a yard from the 14-yard line. This was started on a very nice return by Josh Mateo. 25 yards to the Fenwick 45. Brumfield and Johnson have alternated carries to get it to the 14. Now St. Mary's trying to do what Fenwick was trying to do. Score and run the clock out and not give Fenwick a chance to come back. They lose the football. Fenwick has got the football. Ian Corner recovered the football, but there's a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play. St. Mary's is indicating, and it certainly looked like it, offside Fenwick. It sure looked like they jumped. And that they're moaning on the Fenwick sideline and a big sigh of relief on the St. Mary's sideline as they get it first and goal at the 9. So it looked like the season was over. They've still got a pulse. Johnson with the keep. Cuts it up inside, stays in his feet and walks in for the touchdown. Here's the replay, cut it up inside and standing up, going into the end zone with 21 ticks left on the clock.
21 seconds left in the ball game. St. Mary's 26, Bishop Fenwick 21.
And they'll go for 2, obviously, they always go for 2. So, Brumfield and Johnson alternating carries. They're without Scott, they're without Leo Pacheco, they're without Freeman. That's 3 big parts of the puzzle. Fenwick also missing their outstanding quarterback, Corey Bright. So 2 MASH units doing battle. Brumfield puts an exclamation point on his night. He rushed for 214 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 2-point conversion, 20 points he's accounted for. On the other side, Chris Wilson has scored 3 touchdowns and passed for a 2-point conversion to account for 20 points. So they kind of balance each other out. Johnson's touchdown and Echeverria's 2-point conversion. Gives St. Mary's the advantage. When Sawinta's kick had given them the 1-point lead. St. Mary's will kick it off, and Fenwick will have to do something they don't really want to do, and that's throw the ball. They've only had 1 completion. So, looks like St. Mary's going to get their 15th win in the series. And they're going to knock off arch rival Fenwick. It was not easy. St. Mary's kicks a ground ball, fielded, and they're going to give Fenwick pretty good field position. Robert Favuza. I don't know if you really want to do that if you're St. Mary's. I thought they'd want to kick it as deep as they could. I'm sure they tried that. They kicked a ground ball, but Fenwick is going to get decent field position. But they only have 16 seconds left. The ball's at the Fenwick 44. So they're 56 yards away from what could be a tying touchdown. Then, if they got it, I would bet that they would go for 2. Well, actually 57. They put it at the 43. 3 wideouts to the far side, a wing to the far side. And we're going to get a timeout called by St. Mary's. So Brumfield, 214 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 2-point conversion, 20 of the 28 points. Johnson winds up with 44. He only had 8 yards rushing in the first half. He winds up with 44. The winning touchdown with 21 seconds left. Echeverria, a 2-point conversion. And a heavyweight battle between these 2 teams. St. Mary's going to go to 11-1. Fenwick is going to go to 4-7. And it was just back and forth and back and forth. Fenwick held St. Mary's well under there. 42 points a game. But Fenwick gave up a lot more than their 22 points. And Fenwick scored a lot more than St. Mary's usually given up. They've only given up 10 points. An average of 10 points a game all year. Again, 3 wideouts and a wing to the far side. Nobody in the backfield. They throw it long and deep. Almost picked off by Mateo. We told you Fenwick really doesn't want to do this without Corey Bright. They've only completed 1 pass. It was a big one that led to the score, that a big 23-yard pass to Sellards that got them a first down on 3rd and long. They went to score to get the 21-20 lead. There was a penalty against Fenwick on the play that moves it back to the 38. And we got yet another quarterback. They throw it long and deep, and it just short hopped in front of Falahi. And this will be the last play. So St. Mary's going to come from behind. They led twice. Fenwick caught them, took a 1-point lead at halftime. They looked like they were going to add to it in the 3rd period, driving down to the 9-yard line. St. Mary's stopped them, went 91 yards, took the lead back. Fenwick said, we'll top that. We'll come right back and get the 1-point lead back at 21-20. St. Mary's bit the bullet. They fumbled the ball away at the 14-yard line. But Fenwick, they got a life when Fenwick was ruled offside. They got the ball back from the 9. Johnson ran it in from the 9, and that's going to be the difference, 28-21 St. Mary's. Tipped, incomplete, 1 second left. St. Mary's went 59 yards in actually 2 plays. 2 big penalties against Fenwick helped out. Brumfield went 20, then he went to final 14. Echeverry with the conversion was 8-0. Fenwick came right back, 57 yards in 13 plays. Wilson, his first of 3, snuck in from the 1. Wilson to Cifuentes. It was 8-8 at the end of 1. Fenwick looked like they were going to score again. They had it first and 10 at the 20. A bad snap moved it back to the 34. St. Mary's took over. Brumfield went 66 yards as they sack. And that's Patrick Henry with the sack, ending the game. Brumfield went 66 yards for the touchdown. It was 14-8. Just at the end of the half, Fenwick went 61 yards in 8 plays. Wilson got his second from the 2-yard line. Cifuentes kicked the extra point, 15-14 Fenwick. St. Mary's came back. They shut Fenwick down in the 3rd period. At the 9, they went 91 yards in 14 plays. Brumfield got the touchdown. The conversion was no good. It was 20-15. Fenwick came right back, 74 yards in 8 plays. Wilson got his 3rd from the 1. Pass for the conversion, no good. It was 21-20 Fenwick with just over 2 minutes left. St. Mary's got a big 25-yard return by Mateo. They went 45 yards in 8 plays. They got a big break when they fumbled the ball away. Fenwick thought they had it, thought they had the win. Fenwick was offside. They got the ball back, penalized to the 9. Johnson ran it in from the 9, 28-21, and that was the final score. Johnson winds up with 44 yards. Brumfield with 214, 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. Wilson ran for 81 and 3 touchdowns and a PAT pass. Cifuentes ran for 95. He caught a pass for a conversion, kicked a 2-point conversion. But what an outstanding end to an outstanding career by James Brumfield as you watch the replay right there of one of his touchdowns. He got 3 touchdowns, 214 yards, and they were missing Pacheco, Scott, and Freeman. They were banged up. Fenwick was banged up as well. But St. Mary's ends it on a high note. They win the Catholic Central League. They win the division. They came up just shy going to the Super Bowl, but over Bishop Fenwick. They get their 14th win. It'll now go 26-15-1 in favor of Fenwick. And an outstanding season by Matt Durgan, his Spartans, his coaching staff. They did the city of Lynn, the school themselves, their parents extremely proud. They go 11-1, and a lot of people would have loved to have lost that semifinal game in the States, but they didn't get that far. And they come back, and they pull it out of the fire. The last 2 minutes, Mateo with a long run, Brumfield with a couple of carries, Johnson with the touchdown, 28-21, St. Mary's over Fenwick. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.